to energize neighborhoods, enhance property values, and reduce vacancy-related crime. Now, Tia Bowman oversees the Office of Housing and Community Development, and she says that the intent is to help restore both the buildings and the neighborhoods that they're in.
We're hoping that this is attractive to people, that it really brings awareness to these properties. We're hoping to get tons of applications in. The whole goal is to put these properties back in productive use, to increase the tax base and to increase the housing stock.
While there are only 11 properties that are going to be shown in this week's event, there are more than 450 lots and structures currently available from the land bank. So this event is being held over the next 3 days. Today in the Portland neighborhood, you'll see 4 vacant homes that are going to be on display. Then on Wednesday and Thursday, you'll be able to find more homes in the Park Hill, Chickasaw, and Russell neighborhoods. And of course, we have all the information on those addresses on our website at wave3.com. Shannon, back to you.
Kirsten, thank you. A woman charged in a double murder will be back in court for her trial today. Court documents say Dawn Middleton was driving her father's Ford Escape down Preston Highway in June while under the influence of drugs. When she got to the intersection at Marketplace Drive, she's accused of running the red light and then crashing into a pickup truck, causing it to roll over. Both people in the truck, Richard and Phyllis Elsie, were killed. Middleton is charged with murder, operating while intoxicated, and disregarding a traffic signal. New developments now in the Crystal Rogers case. The lead detective in the case is now ordered to be in court the same day 2 men found guilty in Rogers' death will learn their prison sentence. Detective John Snow was given his subpoenas last Thursday. Snow led the investigation into Rogers' disappearance before he retired from the Nelson County Sheriff's Office in 2019. Snow was the first person to interview Rogers' boyfriend at the time, Brooks Houck, days after she vanished in 2015. He took the stand in Houck's trial to detail that interaction. Houck and Joseph Lawson were convicted in July. A jury recommended life in prison for Houck and 20 years for Lawson. Their sentencing is scheduled for Wednesday, September 17th. 7 months after being critically hurt in the line of duty, an Orange County Sheriff's deputy continues to recover. Deputy Zach Andre was shot in the head during this traffic stop in January and suffered a traumatic brain injury, but he's overcome so many major hurdles. Let's go to Rob Wells in the studio now to get an update. Rob?
Yeah, and Shannon, Deputy Andre had stopped to check on a disabled car when the driver opened fire, shooting him multiple times, then fleeing that scene. Andre spent more than 4 months in recovery after being released. I had a chance to speak with Orange County Sheriff Dave Henderson, who says he stops by to see Andre at home each week and speaks with his wife pretty much on a daily basis. The sheriff says that Andre is still undergoing intense rehabilitation and therapy, but is getting stronger each day. The husband and father of 3, who are now in 1st, 6th, and 8th grade this year, underwent a process to reconstruct the damage to his skull and then replace bone with a prosthetic implant. The sheriff telling me that while Andre still has limitations on his ability to communicate, he loves to keep in touch with his brothers and sisters in blue.
We make sure that, it's not only Sheriff's Department, the Petaluma Police, the French Lick and West Baden Police, they stay in contact with him. He loves when officers visit him, and he loves to hear the sound of the radio. So, we try to make sure that we get him as much as we can that helps with the TBI he's got.
And when the sheriff refers to the radio, it's not the latest songs that Andre likes to hear. Rather, it's scanner radio traffic. The sheriff saying that Andre literally lights up when he hears calls that his fellow officers are responding to in order to help keep law and order in his community. The sheriff saying that he still hopes that Andre will someday return to the force, though his doctors at U of L say full recovery could take at least 2 years. Shannon, let's send it back over to you.
Thank you, Rob. The criminal case against a Kentucky man that prosecutors say is linked to several overdose deaths is moving forward. 44-year-old Brian Epperson was indicted on murder, first-degree possession of a controlled substance, and tampering with physical evidence. Police say Epperson is connected to multiple women's overdose deaths, including Rachel Dawson from Louisville. Epperson is being held on a $1 million bond. His arraignment is set for September 3rd. LMPD's arrested a person who they discussed discovered had his hand in a months-long burglary investigation. LMPD says when officers went to check on a business's security alarms at 2 Monday morning, they found 20-year-old DeAndre Smith Coward trying to break in. After his arrest, LMPD says Smith Coward confessed to 5 break-ins and 4 other criminal incidents. The crimes all happened in Southwest Louisville. These include repeated break-ins at the Louisville Parks and Recreation's California Community Center. He is scheduled to be arraigned this morning at 9. Well, JCPS says they will have fresh milk now to serve this week after that bad batch was delivered to some schools last week. Students will have that new milk in schools by tomorrow. The district removed milk from lunchrooms after students said it smelled and tasted funny and was clumpy. Prairie Farms Dairy blamed a combination of issues for that bad milk. Prairie Farm says they are working with JCPS to remove the milk and replace it with fresh products. A fight between President Trump and the Federal Reserve, why he wants to fire one of its members, coming up. Elon Musk's artificial intelligence startup is taking Apple and ChatGPT maker OpenAI to court. Musk accuses the two of them working together to block out competition for artificial intelligence. Musk claims this has prevented his AI technology, Grok, from reaching the top rankings in Apple's App Store. Right now, Apple and OpenAI have a partnership to incorporate ChatGPT onto iPhones and other Apple products. President Donald Trump is attempting to take a historic move and fire a member of the Federal Reserve. The president says he has cause to fire Federal Reserve Governor Lisa Cook. The Federal Reserve is in charge of setting interest rates, managing the money supply, and regulating financial markets. President Trump claims Cook made false statements on one or more mortgage agreements. Cook was appointed to the Fed's board by former President Joe Biden in 2022. Cook said Monday night she would not step down. New this morning, the Powerball jackpot is making another big jump. No one won last night's drawing, so the new jackpot was worth $815 million. It's the 7th largest in the lottery's history. The cash value of that payout, if taken in a lump sum, would be about $368 million. No one's won the jackpot since May 31st. That next drawing will happen on Wednesday night. Can you just imagine? Oh, crazy.
Yeah.
I need to get my ticket. Because you never know.
You know, I still haven't bought a lottery ticket.
Ever in your whole life?
In my whole life.
Wow.
Don't know why. Just never done it.
Wow. Okay, well,
We had so many big jackpots and I still haven't done it yet. What am I doing? I need to figure that out. I think it might be because it involves talking to people and I'm very awkward. So there's that.
your earrings I hear them.
Yeah, I'm trying to be,
Yeah, they're
I'm trying to be the wind chimes.
Yes.
That's what's going on right now. Especially since the wind's not doing much this morning. And because of the light winds, we are seeing a little bit of that patchy fog in some spots. Looking into Carroll County, you're seeing some of that fog there. Clear skies in Bullitt, Grayson, and Adair counties. We're seeing that cool morning and a little bit of both showing up. A little bit of fog on the SkyTrack camera in Stylet, Indiana. And we're also seeing the gorgeous sunrise as well. So we have that nice little combination going on there. Now, temperatures this morning are in the 40s and the low 50s. As we start to warm up, as we head over the next hour, anything in terms of fog will really quickly mix out, and that sunshine will easily drive those temperatures up. We're not seeing much in terms of cloud cover across the entire region to start off the day, all because of high pressure still in control. All the clouds, all that extra stuff off towards our south, and that is where that's going to stay throughout the rest of the day. Now, we will add in a few of those cumulus clouds for this afternoon as your temperatures return to the 70s for highs this afternoon. Over tonight, we're talking clear skies, tumbling right back down into the 50s and the 40s and low 50s across the region. So we're going to get pretty close to our record low for Wednesday's date, but it doesn't look like we're going to quite reach it in the metro. We'll see what happens outside of Louisville, though. For tomorrow, highs back into the mid to upper 70s, some low 80s showing up for Thursday and Friday. And keep in mind, on Friday, we will watch another front moving through our area. This is going to help to reinforce some of that cooler air. It could bring a stray shower or two, but overall the air is so dry across our region right now, not really showing up much of a rain chance for Friday. Saturday, Sunday, keeping things pretty pleasant with highs in the upper 70s and low 80s, warming up a little bit more for Labor Day. So as those pools close, I don't know if that qualifies as pool weather. 84, it's going to be pretty nice, though. Once we get into Tuesday and Wednesday, highs back into the mid to upper 80s then, and then another front will bring us some more rain chances by the middle and end of next week. But Labor Day weekend's looking pretty good for all the events going on. No complaints there at all.
Nice. Thank you. New developments now for homes that lost ground after that historic flooding we had in April. Louisville Metro Emergency Services says no homes will be condemned after these properties were evaluated. A specialized contractor has been hired to stabilize the ground behind the homes to try to stop the erosion. At this point, homeowners are not expected to pay for the repairs. Instead, they will be funded through grants and the Metro government. The process is expected to take several weeks to months to complete. Back in April, at least 3 Harrods Creek cliffside experienced rapid erosion after the historic flooding. Cracker Barrel now responding to the backlash over that redesigned logo. This is the new one. In a post on its website, the restaurant chain says they could have done a better job sharing who they are and will always be. They say the man who is part of the original logo, Uncle Herschel, will still be on the menu, on road signs, and in the country store. That new minimalist logo dropped the barrel and Uncle Herschel, and the company's stock nosedived after that, more than 12% a day after that new logo was revealed. Pumpkin spice latte back on the Starbucks menu starting today. It's coming a month earlier than usual this year. Starbucks has other favorites returning today too, including the pumpkin cream cold brew, iced pumpkin cream chai, and pecan crunch oat milk latte. Louisville is getting ready for 2 huge music fests next month, and now there's a meeting to let people know about some of those changes and some of the concerns. Hear about that coming up. The annual Big Green Egg Fest raised a record amount of money this year for 2 local food charities. More than $42,000 will be split between Kentucky Harvest and Don G's. A Recipe to End Hunger comes out to more than $21,000 for each charity. It is put on every year by Brownsboro Hardware and Paint, raising more than $400,000 over the years. Next year's festival is set for July 31st and August 1st. Mill High School's marching band says it's getting support despite not having a football field to perform on. Right now, Mills High School field is under renovation. Students hosted a special performance Friday to raise money. So far, the band has raised more than $1,000 from both concessions and donations, and they will continue to perform even if the circumstances are not ideal. We have links to the performance dates, plus their donation page at wave3.com. The largest sunflower field in the state of Kentucky is now open to the public. This is beautiful. Ruby Branch Farms has over 12 acres of sunflowers. They're all arranged in a maze. The flowers usually peak around midsummer. The farm's owner first thought of this idea several years ago when she noticed some bare ground that needed to be filled, and now it's bloomed into an attraction, and people come from all over to check it out.
I bought some sunflower seeds and we scattered them, and we realized that people loved them. So each year it kind of continually grew to a bigger and bigger area until we finally decided, you know what, let's go all in. People love this. We love this. So it grew into 12 acres of sunflowers.
Wow, isn't that gorgeous? So after the sunflower maze is done, the farm will have mums and a pumpkin patch to celebrate fall. The fall equinox will happen September 22nd. 2 of the biggest music festivals in the city are coming up really soon, and now community leaders are going to have a meeting so people can go and learn about some of the changes to this year's Bourbon and Beyond and Louder Than Life. The meeting is happening tomorrow evening from 6 to 7 at the Crown Plaza on Phillips Lane. It's a chance for people to check out the updated plans and ask questions. The biggest change this year is both events are being moved from the Highlands Festival grounds to the fairgrounds, and they're hoping that this new location reduces noise complaints and relieves traffic issues too. About 300,000 people attended those 2 music fests last year. And Elizabethtown Farm is transforming into a new space, one for concerts and to bring some country music to the area. It'll be the first year for Country Farm Fest, hosted at the Highland Sod Farms in E-Town. Headliners include popular artists like Sam Hunt and Brantley Gilbert. The 2-day festival will happen this Friday and Saturday. We spoke with festival organizers about what this new event means to the community and how they've been getting ready for it.
It's like making sure we've got the infrastructure ready so people can get in and out off the property. I mean, we've built roads that we, over the years, and just, and it's worked with our business that we utilize that for our business, and then we kind of got it set up to where now we felt like we were comfortable in being able to handle quite a few folks.
General admission and VIP tickets are still on sale. You can grab them from the festival's website. Luxury handbag and luggage maker Louis Vuitton now coming out with new cosmetics collection. It is called La Beauté. They're going to have lipsticks, lip balms, eyeshadows, but not cheap at all. In fact, a lipstick will cost you $160. What? That's about double the price of some other high-end lipsticks. They say that those products will be available at stores and on the website starting this Friday. $160 though for lipstick? Whew. We'll be right back.
This Wave News Update is sponsored by Oxmoor Auto Group.
Good morning. I'm Shannon Kogan at 7:26, and this morning police are looking for a killer after a man was found dead in the Park Duval neighborhood. It happened just before 8:30 last night near the intersection of South 32nd Street and Southern Avenue. LMPD says the man was found shot inside a car. He was rushed to the hospital where he died. His name has not yet been released, and LMPD has not made any arrests. Well, let's check in with Tawana and get a look at the weather.
And what we're seeing right now across the region, clear skies. I was just looking at some of our satellite feeds, and I can certainly see some of our valleys and near bodies of water dealing with a little bit of that patchy fog, just like what we're seeing right now in Carroll County. We were watching a little bit of that fog. You still see it in a distance there on the Starlight Indiana camera, but the sun is beaming down on all of us. So any fog that we have across the region right now is going to mix out as we head into the next hour to hour and a half. Your temperatures are in the upper 40s and low 50s in most spots. We'll end up in the 70s for later on this afternoon with plenty of sunshine coming our way yet again. So an absolutely gorgeous day. Here is your 10-day. We get to keep the gorgeous weather around for tomorrow as well. Seeing some slightly warmer temperatures for the end of the work week, but then a cold front moving through on Friday will help to cool us down just slightly. I'm talking only a couple of degrees once we head into the weekend. By Labor Day, that begins another warm-up that will last through the first half of next week. Rob?
Tawana, thanks so much. A beautiful morning out there, but not so beautiful, especially if you're on 264. We're looking at 264 East. This is at Dixie Highway. Within about the last 10 to 15 minutes, reports of a two-car crash in that area. So if you're heading out through that area this morning, give yourself a lot of extra time. Again, we're talking two-car crash at 264 East at Dixie Highway. Have a great morning.